What's up, everyone? This is Brett,
This is Matt.
and we are back with another video here on Rants or Us. Meg 2 box office reaction. Overall, this movie has made a ton of money. Not necessarily over here, but it has made money overseas, which is a good thing. I'm glad. I actually enjoyed this movie.
I enjoyed it. We went and watched it soon as it was released.
Like, this was never going to be, like, to me, an A-level, this was going to be like a B-rated, horror movie. I didn't go into it with high expectations. I went in there thinking this is going to be a good popcorn flick, and it's going to maybe be a rewatchable movie that I can enjoy.
Well, this is the way we went into it. You asked me this question.
I kind of felt that way towards Meg, too.
We went in and basically made the thought, well, I'm going to think positive, he's going to think negatives, or what's our opinions before we watch the movie.
I thought it lived up to my expectations of what it was. I don't think it's like a movie that's, should be $1 billion movie.
No.
Like, I don't think it should be that. I don't think it's the next Jaws. I think it is what
to be honest,
it is.
Jaws was scarier.
Well, yeah, Jaws is scary.
Yes, this movie had a lot of jump scares. I will say that.
Yes,
it did, because Brett was jumping every 5 minutes.
It did. It had a lot of jump scares in it. But it wasn't scary at all.
It wasn't scary. No, just jump scares. That's all they really had. They didn't make the Megs look decent.
So maybe, what would you say? Would you even call this a horror movie?
No, I call this a comedy.
I would say, I would have to go so far as say, it had the potential to be a good horror movie. The very first beginning of it, if it would have stayed in the trench, it would have...
And stayed away from the terrorists.
It would have been exactly like Deep Blue Sea.
Yep.
Deep Blue Sea, it would have been exactly like that, and I think that's an underrated movie, in my opinion, that it could have very well have been really quick. And that would have been kind of a frightening movie, even with the way the sharks looked, even though they look pretty cheesy and really bad. But it would have been interesting, just them cramped down at the bottom of the ocean. That would have been enough to freak people out.
Yeah, instead they brought them up to the surface and made them look horrible and fake.
Yeah, and added the whole terrorist aspect to it.
Why would you add a terrorist to a movie that's called Meg?
And then this movie, in my opinion, can be broken into 3 parts. Yeah, there's a beginning with the trench, there's the middle with the terrorists, and then there's the third on the beach. I felt like the second and third is where it was at its weakest. I feel like the third was definitely at its weakest.
Because I think
because it was just the party island was in the first.
It was, basically. To be honest, it was getting old because they had the most popular beach in the first one, and now they went and created the most popular island.
Yeah, I'm like, how does it take that many longer people to get out of the water? Like, what were you going? Were you chasing the sunset or something? How did you swim that far out to take 45 minutes to get back to shore?
Would you die by shark, or would you die by basically Jurassic Park kind of dinosaurs?
I would have died by exhaustion. I feel like, screw it.
To be honest,
the sharks ate me. I don't give a crap. They'll save me from going to shore.
They put too much, I guess you could say, villains in one scene.
Really?
They put the dinosaurs, they put the basically the sharks, and they put the terrorists.
Yeah, and to be honest, only one of those things was needed.
Yeah,
and that was a Meg. It was needed. You could have added some extra, monsters or something. Like the Kraken was an interesting choice that they used.
Or the dinosaur that was a shark, basically.
The one from Jurassic Park. Yes. I think it's called the Monosaurus or something.
I mean, if they want to put prehistoric animals, why not do that one?
That would have been cool. That versus the Meg. More than the Kraken versus the Meg.
And then we helped the Meg.
I felt like maybe the Kraken Meg fight was very
lame.
Yeah, it was very lame. I didn't think it was even necessary on it. But let's just read some of these things, what this is actually done overseas, so we can get a good taste of what kind of everybody else has felt about this movie too. It says, Warner Brothers' Meg 2, The Trench, is a box office success, generating $256.9 million worldwide in just 2 weekends, with China contributing $69 million. Although it is performing better overseas, Meg 2 is lagging behind Warner Brothers' Barbie and Universal's Oppenheimer in the domestic box office. Now, I will say this: I am really shocked at the success of Barbie and Oppenheimer.
To be honest, I haven't seen the movie. I can't really
I haven't
quote
either.
it, but why would I want to go watch somebody that's fake?
Why would? Well, let's just say this: probably Barbie is not for us.
And it's not for kids.
No, it's definitely not for
That
kids.
don't
It's
make
really
sense. Why?
supposed to be like really politically charged, and it's not really made for kids, and it's not really made for adults. I don't know the audience, but hey, it's not my thing.
Well,
Now, Oppenheimer would have been maybe something I would have gone and seen, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe 2 hours of watching that doesn't even sound like a very interesting
Okay, let's talk about Barbie for a second. The main attraction is going to be little kids, but instead they had to put political, which brought in the adult audience and canceled out kids.
Yeah, I know. I kind of felt
that
like
kind of screws up Barbie.
Yeah, I personally just kind of
Who wants to buy an adult Barbie?
I wouldn't want to watch. I don't understand. Like my daughter, I have a daughter. She doesn't want to watch the Barbie movie. Never once has she seen that. You know what movie my kids wanted to see? The Meg.
The Meg.
They wanted to see the Meg. But yeah, I mean, just overall, it's impressive that the Meg the Meg 2 did as well with the Oppenheimer, with the Barbie, and it still made its money back. Like this has, I mean, it says right here the film has generated an international total of 202 million. So I mean, that's pretty big. I mean, that is a big opening. That is, I mean, would you say that it warrants a third movie?
I think it could possibly, if they would keep it away from the terrorist.
I mean, it says right here it's already almost doubled its budget. And there's still got a ways to go in it. It's got at least
I know they're based off the book, okay?
Yeah.
I know there's a couple books. I'm not for sure. Isn't it 3?
I think there's about 5 of these books.
So if they're basing these off the books, I'm glad. But
I don't know if they are or not on that. I'm kind of curious to see.
It's a good debate.
I know. I actually want to read the books just to see if it goes by those. Because, hey, if they could make one off of every one of the books, then
they might have a hit.
But, I just feel like to a certain extent, maybe the second one wasn't needed. The first one was good, but then you don't want a Sharknado-like thing.
I will say this. I thought the second one was a little bit better than the first
one. Maybe it was better. I would say the first part was better.
They would have kept it in the trench.
Yeah, if they would have kept that in the trench, in the submarine.
It is called Meg the Trench Plunges.
Yeah. If it would have been that, we would have had, I would say, $1 billion franchise if you could have done something.
It would have been Barbie.
But yeah, probably would. You know what? To be honest with you, if it would have been marketed more as a horror movie than as a popcorn flick, it might have a completely different thing. But you can tell in this movie the way the sharks look, it's not meant to be taken too seriously.
Yeah.
It's meant to see sharks eat people and then, there to be like
run out in the water from ancient dinosaurs and run back on land too.
Yeah, I know. So overall, I just kind of felt like this movie did have potential.
It did have potential.
And I thought it lived up, at least for the first half, it lived up to its potential. What it could have been.
I think they should have left out a bunch of stuff, but I thought the comedy in it
was actually pretty good.
The comedy was
definitely.
great.
Definitely. I actually really enjoyed the comedy as well. I thought, I thought that DJ, I thought he was funny. Mac was funny. I thought DJ and Mac worked good together. I thought
DJ was hilarious.
Yeah. Ju-Ming, he
was like the new Jackie Chan to me.
Yeah, he was like he was kind of like a Jason Statham kind of like guy too. Like he did some really cool things in it. I just hated the villains. I hated that Jess. I hated that Montez.
Question: why would you want to? Who does mining at that deep? I mean, why would you even bring that? That sounds like something you would consider political.
I kind of almost feel like that should have been brought up a little bit more.
And then he blew up his own guys. I mean, literally.
And then blew up the whole mining operation, which made literally no sense whatsoever.
It was basically a pointless character and a pointless scene.
It was. It was. It really was. But overall, I mean, do you... first question, are you shocked that the Meg is done as well?
No, I thought it was a great movie.
All right. And second, you would see a third one.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a third one.
I'm actually hoping for a third one as well. But overall, guys, let us know what y'all think in the comments down below. Are you excited maybe for an upcoming Meg 3? Do you feel like maybe there shouldn't have been a Meg 2? Are you surprised by its box office success, especially over in China? Let me know in the comment down below. And as always, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all take care.